Yes, man. I'm here, man.
Good, great. Bob McAllen,
Here.
Brenda Harrison here. Shantara Rump Cotter. I saw her here a minute ago. Okay. Brenda Pridgen.
Present.
Okay. And I see Miss Crystal Perry. Carolyn Boone.
Present.
Here.
And Mapilla Dawn.
Present.
Okay. Madam Chair, we do have a quorum to operate tonight.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so very much. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and approve the agenda. If everybody had the time to look over the agenda. Also, Makita also had the opportunity to post the agenda for tonight up on our screen. So take a minute to look over the agenda if anything that need to be added or taken off. Okay, not hearing any comments. I need to get a motion on the floor to approve the February the 9th agenda for the Clayton County Library Board of Trustees.
I motion that we approve the minutes for February 9th, Clayton County Board of Trustees meeting.
It's the agenda.
I'm sorry, the agenda. I motion that we approve the agenda for the February 9th, Clayton County Board of Trustees meeting.
I second.
Okay.
Okay. Mapilla.
Okay, any questions? No questions? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Okay, so be it. We have approved of tonight's agenda. The next thing on our agenda is the approval of the minutes. So everyone take a moment to look over your minutes. If you had any corrections or spelling of anything that was left out, please take a moment and then go ahead and make your comments on it.
I have a comment.
Yes, go right ahead.
She mentioned that Director Lett met with me, Carolyn Boone, but she met with 4 of us, and she spelled her name wrong. She spelled it Lee.
All righty. I'll make those corrections. Thank you, Carolyn.
You're welcome.
Also, under director and assistant directors report, the first line where it says Director Lett stated that COVID is hold up, should be holding us up from Foley. And then right below that line, the computers are currently being installed. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. It gives me great pleasure because I know the work that the Madam Secretary is not in vain. So those are testers. See, she's testing to see, make sure y'all reading and everything. So I like that.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
I'm sorry, one more. Can I, one more?
Yes.
My bad. Under virtual librarian Dana, where it says the library system have 150 has.
You know what? I have a problem with that because I was going to do the other one, but thank you so much. I'll change
You're
that.
welcome.
Have, has, does, do, all those give me problems.
Well, good. We working together.
We're here for you. We're here for you, Madam Secretary.
Thank you.
Okay, great. So can I get a motion on the floor to accept the minutes with the changes that been identified?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Okay. Any questions?
We didn't get a second.
Oh,
I second it.
okay, thank you. Okay, any questions? No questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Okay.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Okay, so be it. We have approved the minutes with the additional changes that was made. Thank you all so very much. Okay, Madam Secretary, the next thing is on our agenda is public comment. Madam Secretary, do we have any public comments?
I am so sorry. No, ma'am, we had no one sign up for public comment.
Okay, and I would just like to interject that I did invite some people, especially the Friends of the Library and also the Friends of Georgia Library to be in attendance. So they could be attendance, not saying anything, but they're watching the show of our meeting, which I appreciate and everything. But just wanted to make a note that I did invite some people personally to attend our meeting for tonight. So thank you. So we'll jump right into it. We'll go straight to our director and assistant directors reports. Okay, great. So we'll start with the first one. I just go in order of the reports. So the first one's gonna be the director board report. Oh, she might not be on the phone yet.
I'm on the call, but I'm in the car, so I can't give mine yet.
Okay, so we'll come to you last. I'm sorry. Thank you, Miss Director-Let. Thank you. Director-Let is running between two meetings, from the commissioner meetings and then coming over here to the board of the library trustees meeting. So thank you for that, and I'll put you last. Okay, so we'll move on to the next person. Let's see. Oh, we have Miss Marquita up, the virtual. No, this is Dana. Dana, you're up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dana Marseille, the Virtual Services Librarian. Are there any questions regarding my report?
I have a question. I was just curious. What is the podcaster
It's
kit?
the Padcaster kit. It's a kit that allows for recording of the pre-recorded videos, and that's mainly done with an iPad.
Oh wow. Okay. Just didn't know what that word meant, so I figured I'd ask.
That's fair.
That we got
something. Our views are going up, which is a good thing.
Yes.
So great job, everybody. That's just the only thing that I noticed and wanted to comment about.
Okay, Dana, do we get very many people in the chat once they go on our page?
I haven't looked at those statistics as of late, but I'll double check that for you. Okay. But it is being used every day.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, so everything look good, Dana. I'm loving the status of the videos and the titles and the performance. So they look like they are getting good ratings. So that is good, and I'm glad to see that the Black History is really having some goodwill numbers and stuff. And kudos to the ones that did the health and wellness. And everything I saw, that was at 50%. So that is good. Good going. Okay. So if no more question for Miss Dana, then we'll go ahead and move on to our next person.
I'm sorry, am I the only one who can't hear, Madam Chair?
Oh. Are you you can't hear me? Hello?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, so
I can hear.
Marcella, what's wrong? Oh, she can't hear me. She can't answer what's wrong.
Marcella, can you hear me? Marcella, can you hear me? Oh, she's not hearing anybody.
She may have to leave and come back.
Okay.
She might be
She's muted.
Yeah, she's muted now.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we'll try to, when she get back on with us and everything, we'll go back to her with her question. She can fall back in. Uh, okay, so we'll move on to our youth service department. That is Miss James, Miss Rebecca James.
Good evening. Can everybody hear me and see me?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm Rebecca James. I am the Assistant Director for Youth Services, and I also supervise the Forest Park and Jonesboro branches. Any questions or comments about my board reports?
Unbelievable. Rebecca, you got us speechless. Unbelievable. I didn't never think that could ever happen.
I didn't either.
Jeez whiz.
I do just want everyone to be aware that we are working on our summer programming. So just want to let you know that we've got, we're planning on between 8 and 10 programs that will be for children and families, and 4 programs that will be for teens. And hopefully at the March board meeting, we will have close to everything being finalized. So I want you to know that we continue to work for that. So.
Okay. So, Rebecca, I have a question
Yes,
for
ma'am.
you. The report is good. I have nothing about the report, but all kudos, and also to your branches that you oversees. So, excellent job. But also, would this fall up on you as far as bringing awareness that this month is Love My Library Month?
Well, I mean, I'm part of it, but regarding our library system, our adult services has really
Okay.
taken that on and been leading the charge for that. So
Okay.
I can tell you that at headquarters, adult services has done an incredible job. They have a beautiful display up and promoting that. So. But yes, we're all participating.
Okay, great, great. And I just wanted somebody to plug in on that information because I took part of I love my library. I love my library. So now you know what's about to happen. Everybody is challenged to go to the library, their headquarters, peek your head in, say a brief message of why you love the library. I did it. So I need to see all my great friends and your lovely faces on there. So to say how you love the library, okay? So now, Brenda, I know you made a comment about how you love the music, because library can give you music, as we heard. Then also you can fall in love with the book, and that can be your company. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
I'm actually filming on Thursday, so I'll be sure to do mine.
Oh,
Yes.
Mapilla, you back, you back.
Yes, Mapilla will be at headquarters 4:30 Thursday with Commissioner Franklin. So, and we're very grateful for that, Mapilla. Thank you very much, and I'll look forward to seeing you Thursday again.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then y'all slide over there to the adults area and go ahead and make that video how much you love the library.
Now, again, is that happening just this week at the main library? What are the official directions? To go and do
it's month long. It's month long, Crystal.
Okay.
So I know that at headquarters, if you will talk to Kyle Gosa specifically, I mean, all the staff is aware of it, but Kyle is the one I've been seeing filming.
Got it. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So I want to see Crystal. I want to see Bob. I want to see Emmanuel. I want to see Brenda. I want to see Miss Boom, Miss Pidgeot. I just want to see the whole game. Come on out, Miss Kim. You got an excuse. I'll give you a pass. Okay. But everybody else, Miss Julie, I want to see everybody there to make a pick in and then show y'all lovely faces.
Is there a specific time that you want us to do all that type of activity?
It's no specific time that, just when the doors of the libraries are open and, you just pop in and say, hey, I want to do my video. How much I love the library. It shouldn't take you no more than 3 minutes to 5 minutes and boom, bam, you're done.
All right.
Bring
I
your
have a
wife,
question.
Bob.
I'm not shy.
Yes, Nutella, what's your question?
Would you recommend that some of the trustees do it virtually? I think that'd be very on brand and the environment we find ourselves in. So if a trustee or two wants to do it virtually, is there a way to contact the staff to get that done?
I would still contact Kyle first and see where he goes from there.
Good question. Okay, so any other question for Rebecca? We had her doing double duties and asking questions. So, but she's a good trooper. She always fill in.
Thank you.
Okay, so no other questions. Then we'll go to our beloved friend, Miss Makita.
One second, I'm answering patron questions in our Facebook chat.
Look at that, you asked about the chat. There it is, live in person.
Well, not the website chat. We're actually live on both Facebook and YouTube right now.
Oh, so I just love your background. Oh, look how you did that. Georgia Librarian of the Year. You go, girl. You know it. Pat yourself on the back for me. Yeah, pat. There you go. Good job.
Okay, I guess because they can't see me, they can only see you. No, you're fine. Marquita Gooch-Void, Assistant Director for Technology and Training. Are there any questions regarding my report?
So just making sure I understand, the cancellation for the max is just delayed, not denied, or those funds are being redistributed?
They were on back order, and I spoke with both the vendor and our purchaser. They've canceled the order, and we are waiting for the funds to be transferred from the original account into another one so that I can purchase materials that have previously been approved, so we don't have to go through the whole process of asking for approval again.
So then, was there a need for a Mac in particular, or just that computer need is filled elsewhere?
So the goal was to revamp the makerspace at headquarters with the eventual opening of Northwest. We'll have 2 makerspaces in the county. So headquarters will become sort of our creative commons, so video production, photo editing, et cetera. And having those MacBooks on hand would enhance our video editing capabilities for both patron access once we get to a point where we are welcoming patrons back in on that level, as well as for our staff that edit our pre-recorded programs. And then Northwest will become essentially our fabrication lab. So heavy focus on 3D printing, 3D printing design, modular robotics, and in that vein. So yes, essentially they were important, but we can't, I can't force the manufacturer. So rather than lose, roughly $3,000, we are going to acquire some other things, additional iPads, webcams, and just kind of buck up on the stuff that was approved.
Got you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Well, I'm very pleased, and I love your kudos report, and kudos to this is the whole staff at Northwest.
Yes, every single one of them.
Just every single one of them. Very good.
And I say that because myself and Dana and Rachel Briggs, who's the branch manager at Morrow, participated in a video recording with them, and everyone was very much involved. They have truly kind of come in as a new branch and are, working on everything you could possibly imagine to prepare to open to welcome their patrons. So yes, the whole staff.
Yeah, I know they've been working really hard and coming up with some creative ideas. And this Phantom of the Night, or this fandom, it's really cool. It's really cool. So some of y'all actors, they had to fill in and stuff, Trustees, you must see. This is a must see. Like they tell you to go to the movies. Yes. This is a must see movie.
I saw that video, and you guys proved that you can be smart, beautiful, and silly, all in the same package. So thank you. I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, thank you, Makita, for your report.
Anytime.
I appreciate it. So, okay, so we'll go to my other lady, Miss Belinda, for the financial literacy report.
I don't see her on, Madam Chair.
She's not on. Okay.
I don't see her.
Do any of the assistant directors want to fill in for Miss Belinda, or we just read the report as we have? And if we have any question, one of the assistant director can take it back to her. How y'all like to respond?
I think it's best if you just kind of read the report as is and leave us with questions. I know she's had a family situation to come up, so
okay.
But I will say that if you are a subscriber to our general or all over or system-wide newsletter, earlier today, there was one that was dedicated just for financial literacy and health literacy that went out that she and I have been working on. So that one is live now, and it went out to everyone that was previously subscribed to the system-wide, newsletter.
Okay, so Miss, I have a question for Miss the trustees, Miss Boone.
Yes.
Yeah, Carolyn Boone. So, have you signed up on the Clayton County library newsletter to receive?
I did get it, and
you did get it. Okay, okay.
I sent it out to my group. I have a senior group at Elizabeth Baptist Church. So yes. I sent it out to all of them. So they were pleased to get that.
Oh, cool beans.
Very
cool
informative,
beans.
yes.
Very good, very good. Okay, just want to make sure everybody's in the loop of what's going on. So I appreciate that very much.
Madam Chair.
And yes, hey, Dr. Carter.
Hey, I'm just joining in, but I heard my church mentioned, my Elizabeth Baptist Church. That's my home church.
What that's mine.
Yes.
Yes, all right.
So what
right.
happened?
Come
I missed
on
that
word. That's a good thing, Dr. Carter. Just come in on the word. That's a perfect time. Well, good things are going on at your church due to with the benefits of Ms. Boone sharing the information of the Clayton County Library. So she's been a big advocate in letting our seniors know what's going on, and also with the financial literacy. So kudos to you and Ms. Pridget. So good job, good job. Okay, so if nobody don't have any questions about Belinda report, we'll just move on to our next person, which is our library deputy and project manager, Mr. Scott. That's a mouthful. Mr. Scott. Okay, is Mr. Scott?
Now.
He's not on? Oh, there you go. Okay, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay. Yes. Are there any questions on my report?
I had one about the water line for the coffee shop. Are we still waiting for that to get connected?
No, ma'am. It has been completed.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Small success.
I was going to comment. I think this is the shortest report that I've seen, which is not a bad thing. That just means that we have been, hard at work accomplishing all of these tasks that before we used to see long list stuff. So I'm glad it's short and short and to the point. So I have no questions either.
Wow, man, I tell you, we are doing an awesome job. Okay, so any of the trustees, you have any questions or comments or just inquiring about anything from Mr. Scott?
If I can just add a couple of updates real quick.
Yes.
Northwest, as Marquita mentioned, the staff is on point and they are busy. So they are getting ready for the day that we are able to open services for the public. We are very close on the infrastructure as well. The computers have been installed, the public computers, the computers at the circulation desk have been installed. The copiers have been ordered, so we're waiting on a delivery date for those. So we are inching along, but we are almost there. Next Tuesday, I will be at the branch with our technology consultant to work on installing the software that allows the ability to check the books in and out, as well as the software for the security gates. Again, we are inching along, but we are making progress and we're almost there. And I'm not sure if this is on Director Lett's report. I've got two other ones. We have a proposed project that's coming up from the Water Authority where they are going to be replacing some sewer lines and it is going to affect the front parking lot of the library. And so met with the project coordinator for the Water Authority this morning and just trying to get a little additional information about when that project will start and just how it will affect the library system. So as more information is available, I will definitely forward that. And I'm not sure if it was on Rebecca's report about the walking trail project that we are collaborating with the Parks and Recreation Department. We received information, or I don't want to say solicited, but we were contacted by someone in Parks and Rec about initiating this project where we would have, excuse me, signs up on walking trails throughout the county. And the signs would have book pages. And there's a QR code on the actual book page where folks can scan the QR code and it reads that page in different languages. And so we are very excited about that partnership. And yeah, that should be very nice collaboration and a nice project for the community.
Oh, that's quite interesting. So do you have like a map or with you working with the water authority as far as where this walking trail will start and end and where the markers will be at and stuff like that? Have the design or the layout, have we gotten that far, or we're just in the talking doing the visual imagination?
Well, we will be utilizing walking trails that are already in existence. So, Jester's Trail and some of the other ones. We have not mapped out exactly yet the distance in between the book pages, but right now we're mocking up the pages, getting them printed large enough so folks can see them as they're walking. And again, as more details are coming, we'll forward those to you.
Do you have any idea how many different languages are going to be displayed?
One more time. I'm sorry, Bob.
Do you have any idea how many different language?
Yes. Currently, we're going to have English, Spanish, and Vietnamese.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions?
Well, that's an excellent report, Mr. Scott. Thank you. Any other question for Mr. Scott? All right.
Emmanuel has his hand up. Is your hand up, Emmanuel?
No, really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we'll move on and we'll check the status of Miss Lett, Director Lett. Are you at a good point where you at, Miss Lett, that you can go ahead and give us your report?
Yes, I'm settled. Does anybody have
look at you.
questions?
Yeah, you sure is.
Does anybody have any questions about my report? Well, hearing none, I will tell you, I just did a presentation a couple of minutes ago to the Board of Commissioners at their work session. So I told them about all of the things that the library has been doing through the pandemic. But I started out by telling them about our Librarian of the Year and saying that we really need to recognize her. And I wanted them to know publicly that she is a representative of Clayton County and she's representing us throughout the state. So we are on the map and people are seeing all the great things that the library is doing and how great our employees are. But I got a chance to talk to them about all of the things that have been going on, like the drive-up, pop-up learning spaces. So I talked about that. I talked about the interplay that we're starting with the folks being able to learn to be a plumber, an electrician, and facilities manager. I talked about the things that we did differently because of COVID, like the curbside service and quarantining books and those kinds of things. But I also talked about the health literacy and the financial literacy, and really went through the gamut of all of the things that we have to offer and the way that people are now having to use some of these things. I mentioned the fact that we are reaching out to the school system to find out a little bit more about how they are helping parents so that we can help them help the parents to help, know what the kids are working on in class and how to be able to be of some assistance to them. I talked to them about Brain Fuse, which is our tutorial. That's an online tutorial that the kids can get into to ask questions and they can send papers in. I talked to them about Job Now, which is where our citizens can get help with their resume, with interview skills and assessments and those kind of things. So I really kind of told them all of the things that we're doing. And Rebecca, I did get a comment from Commissioner Sauna Singleton about making sure we had the right contact with the school system. And I told her we were working with Craig, and I couldn't remember Craig's last name, but I said he kind of helps us get connected to the media specialists and also sometimes to the parent liaisons. So she's supposed to email me, and then we'll send her whoever our contacts are, and then she can send us whoever she wants us to be in contact with. But Commissioner Franklin was very complimentary of you, Marquita, and said that we really need to make a big deal of this to let folks know that one of Clayton County's own is the Librarian of the Year. So it was a good meeting, and I think they learned a lot, even though I went through it relatively quickly, but they still got exposed to it. So if nothing else, they can go back later on and ask questions or can get in touch with us and know that they heard something about this program from us. So it was a good meeting and a good use of time. So I'm going to try maybe twice a year to go in and update them because things happen and change so rapidly in the library. that they kind of need to know what's going on.
Twice a year is really not enough, because their memory is short. But I do send the commissioners our newsletters, and they send it out to their constituents as well. But I did want to ask you the question in your report. You one of the things listed was the assessment of the 2020 census. What is that about?
I wrote a grant during the census time to the National League of Cities, and they gave us $10,000 that we used with the folks who were spearheading the census for Clayton County. And with them, we helped support programs, and we purchased yard signs and masks and all kinds of things to help the census workers, and then help to give out to the people who we wanted to take the census. Well, they sent out information about another grant proposal that they had out, and they sent it out right before they ended the census. So there were some of us who had expressed an interest in it, but we thought since they ended the census so quickly, they weren't going to do it. Well, they got in touch with me and asked me, was I still interested in applying for it? And I was like, sure. And what it's about is they want you to continue to do education in the community about the census, so that the next time the census comes around, people will know what it's about, and they're not asking, well, why should I fill out the census, that kind of thing. But they also want you to kind of look back at what all of the events and things that you did to see what was successful. So do an assessment to find out what really worked, what are the best practices that you can put together, so when the county gets ready to do it again, they can look back at the best practices and say, well, during this time, it worked better if we did this or that, or we had, in-person events or that kind of thing. But another part of it is voter engagement. So they want us to do some programming to help people understand why it's important for them to be engaged in voting. And I think it's a really good time for us in Georgia to do that, because we have really seen the fruit of our labor with the 2 senators that were elected. So they gave us $20,000 for us to do this, and we're going to do some digital programming, and we probably will have some of you guys on film talking about why it's important to vote, and to get involved in voting in your community, and especially at the local levels, because that's where a lot of people don't vote, but that's where the biggest impact is. So that's what.
Thank you. That makes sense. Thank you.
Madam Chair, this is Brenda Pridgen.
Yes.
I have a quick question for Director-elect.
Yes, go right ahead.
How long is that assessment in that grant? Is it going to extend until the next time the census comes around, or is it just,
For the
okay,
next
1 year. Okay, thank you.
Do that.
Okay, that's a lot to do in a year.
Well, we've been working pretty closely with the lady who was heading the census for Clayton County. So I've already told her, kind of ahead of time that I wanted to interview her and talk to her about all of the things that the Complete Count Committee did and what proved to be successful and not. So some of that stuff she probably already has. And then we can meet with the folks individually from the cities who were on that committee that work with that. So it shouldn't be that much. It should be manageable.
Okay, so yes, just collecting information. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Are there other questions?
Okay, guys, I'm back. I had a little computer internet went down on me, but I'm back. So so far you're doing an awesome job, Director-elect, and kudos at the commissioner meetings and highlighting the library in your information, and they're recognizing the staff and the board of trustees. So goo Mapilla.
Yes, ma'am.
No work goes in vain.
Yes, ma'am. I almost feel bad about the unfinished business. Almost.
Almost. Okay, so do we have any other comments or feedback from Miss Director-elect? Okay, did you get a chance, Dr. Director-elect, to talk about the GPLS that you're applying for the marketing grant through?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yes.
Just Thursday of last week, I think it was, the Georgia Public Library Service has a marketing grant for $1,500 that you can use to market programs that are associated with some of the funding that they give out. And summer reading is one of those things for us that is associated with the LSTA. So we sent in a marketing grant to be able to, one, create a brochure that's just about summer reading to tell people all the things that will happen for summer reading. But two, to do some radio advertising so we can be on WIGO or some other local station to let people know what's going to happen for summer reading and how they can tune in and participate, that kind of thing. And then the other piece was for us to advertise the walking trail that Scott told you about. So we can let the parents know about what's going to be happening on the walking trail and how they can take their kids and walk and get exercise as well as read along the trail. So we're hoping that we are one of the libraries that's selected to get that $1,500 because we've already spent it. So
I have a question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, ma'am.
I have a question.
To that end, in terms of marketing, have we tapped into online marketing through social media?
Yeah, we do social media marketing all the time.
Okay.
So that's something that Marquita and Dana do a lot for us.
Awesome. Okay.
I have a question. When you were talking about local television, are you talking about like the Georgia Public Radio and the television? And that,
I was talking about radio.
Just like that?
Yeah, I was talking about radio, but like local channels here in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what about the does that ties in with my pillar question about the grant of All of Us? You say it's a digital program for the All of Us Award, and it's going to be aired on February, March, and April. So are we going to be aired on TV or something that did we get a reward for the All of Us?
We got a they call their grants awards. They don't call them grants.
Oh,
so we got $19,000 for them to put together some digital programming. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with training the staff in how to use Medline Plus. So we're going to do some digital tutorials for the staff, and then we'll have kind of a little testing session after that to make sure that they know how to use these resources. Then we're going to do some training, digital training online for Medline Plus, clinicaltrials.gov, disaster preparedness resources, and just basic health literacy resources so that people will understand when they have a health question, places that they can go to get answers that are authoritative, but yet written on a lay level so they can read it and understand it. And that's what Medline Plus is for the National Library of Medicine. So that's one of their premier tools that they promote to consumers and the public so that they can now get answers to their questions. You can get answers about drugs. If the doctor gave you a new prescription, you can look at what you got from the pharmacist to make sure it is what they said it was, and you can find out what it does, that kind of stuff. You can go on there. They have videos and tutorials so that you can look at tests that the doctor is prescribing for you to get or other things like that. So it takes a little of the fear factor out of your medical encounters with your physicians.
Do you think they could also piggyback on that with regard to some of this misinformation about the COVID vaccines?
Yeah, because Medline Plus will lead you to some very authoritative stuff. Because the other night I looked up messenger RNA to see how down to earth their stuff was, and it was really understandable.
Now I have a question that may be a little, I'm trying to understand something. Granted, I just got here, but I'm trying to understand. Do you think that some of the opportunities that we're getting now are directly impacted by the exposure of Marquita's Librarian of the Year? Do you think that it's playing any part? Okay.
Not yet. It will be, but not yet.
Yes, ma'am.
But it
Yes,
just got
ma'am.
announced.
Right. Because it'll be good to see the impact of that, so that in hopes of inspiring future librarians, like if we attain this is stuff that can happen for the county.
Well,
Yeah.
one of the things that has helped to give Marquita some exposure is that last year she was approached by the folks at Tech Boot Camp to be a presenter. And see, she has been really good for us in bringing us new ideas. And as we're just talking about grants and new technologies and that kind of thing, she goes and does the research and comes back to us to tell us the kinds of things that we can introduce to our citizens that would be impactful. And a lot of them, we've done it and nobody else has, or we're leading the pack in doing it. So she went and did a couple of classes, I think, for the Tech Boot Camp. And that's where she really got exposed to all of the libraries in Georgia, and they got to see how knowledgeable she is and what a resource she is for us. So then she did some stuff, I think, and that was for GPLS. And see, they're the ones who are actually voting. She also did some stuff for the Georgia Library Association, which helped too to give her some notoriety throughout the state. So they're beginning to see the resources that we have at Clayton County. And then when she's out there talking about programs that we have, when we talk about hotspots and stuff like that, a lot of the other libraries don't have those things. So they're like, oh, y'all got hotspots and y'all got 3D printers at all y'all's libraries and y'all got a makerspace. So a lot of the things we have, other libraries don't have. So that has helped to put her out there too, because now she goes out and talks about things that we have done and things that we're doing that they are not familiar with. So she can introduce them to these concepts. So I think that has helped her notoriety more so than so far being the librarian of the year. But by next year, this time, we can tell you what the impact will be based on how we push her out there and let her represent us.
And Roz, if I can just piggyback on
Amen.
that, you recall February last year, she was also on that panel at the PLA conference in Nashville.
Right.
So not just statewide level, but also, you know, international level as far as public libraries. She's gotten notoriety and exposure. So yeah,
Marquita keeping us on the map. Thank you, Marquita.
Woo, woo.
That's why it's of the year, boo, not the month. The whole year.
And I told her it's really good she was librarian of the year for 2021, because 2020 nobody would have wanted to remember.
That's right. That's right.
Always look on the bright side. There you go. There you go. Oh, wow. So this has been awesome. Great information. Great things that everyone is doing in the library stuff, because it's a team. So I know everybody's helping each one of y'all to do what is needed. And you're just making the board of trustees job real easy to get out there and advocate on y'all behalf. So, you know, kudos to all of y'all and all the employees that work up under y'all. So let them know that we all are very thankful for everything that they do. All their hard work is not going unnoticed. So good job. Okay, so any other questions for Director-elect? Okay, so if not, we'll move on with our agenda. Okay, let me get back to my agenda.
Financial reports, Madam Chair.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So at this time, we'll have our financial report. Ms. Director-elect, you want to break it down or do anybody have any questions? First, let's do that. Do anybody have any questions about the financial report? Oh, good deal. Okay, so if we don't have any comments or feedback about the reports, Director-elect, if there's anything that you truly need to bring to our attention that maybe we overlooking as we review the financial report.
Not really. There are not really many outliers. The only thing is still the what is it? the bank service charges, because if you look at the percentage used for all of them is over 100%, but that's because there was no money budgeted for bank services. So that's always going to be skewed. But other than that, everything else seems to be pretty much in line. The different branches are spending their money for books and for other materials, so that in the next couple months, when we get to the end of our spending cycle, they should be ahead of the curve, and we shouldn't have to do a rush to spend the rest of our money. Because I think in most of the categories, we're over 50 to 60%. So we're doing good.
Good job. Good job. Okay. I like that. This is going very well. Well, I tell you, when you got a good operational team, it makes all the people above just sit back and smile and fold your arms like, we did this. Good job. Okay, so I'm gonna get computer savvy in a minute here to work all these different devices. Okay, so we'll go down to our, so it's gonna be the subcommittees report. That's correct, Madam Secretary?
Yes, does anybody have any reports from the committees that they'd like to present?
Madam Chair, this is Brenda Pridgeon with the Finance Committee, and I just wanted to update and remind everyone that the budget has been submitted to the county for the library board for 2022, and they're just waiting for an answer.
Woo! Way to go! Way to go! Awesome report. Awesome.
My section of the reports, there's nothing that has changed, so that I can see.
Okay. I think I was going to get with you, Bob, on something within the bylaws. I think it's a typo or something like that. So I'll make sure I put you on my calendar to reach out to you and bring that to your attention. Okay.
Okay, just send me a kind of like an email or something. Give me a heads up as to the time and date.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Madam Chair, this is Brenda Pridgeon again. I saw Director Let peek her head in. Did you want to give us was there anything else you wanted to add? You wanted to tell us something else, some good news?
Did we forget something?
No, we have not heard anything back, but a couple of the areas that I kind of beefed up in our ask this year were office supplies, because everybody seems to run out of office supplies halfway through the year. So we requested more money for that. I requested more money for book purchases, as well as more money for dues and subscriptions, because there are some other products out there that we'd like to look at as far as adding to the library. One of the things we have done this year, kind of in response to COVID, but we had been looking at it, I think, right before COVID, was to add a database called Job Now. And Job Now is one where our citizens can go in and they can get help with their resume. They can get help with finding, what skill sets they have that would fit better in different categories, but they can also get help with interviewing. So I know a lot of them will need that as jobs start to come back online. So we wanted to make sure that we were available to help. Plus we have other tools out there that will help them to identify where jobs are being offered and what kind of skills you need for some of these jobs. So we're hoping that some of our folks will go into Interplay and learn some of those skill sets so they can now get jobs as an electrician or a plumber, or at least as an apprentice. And we're trying to see if there are folks out there that we might identify with that might have an apprenticeship or an entry-level position for some of these things. So as they finish these programs, they can be referred to some of these companies that are local or some that are at least in the metro area. So we're trying to do our part to support workforce development and to let our folks know kind of what's out there. So as we align our budget, one of the other things I put in there was I asked for money to refresh and upgrade the furnishings in all of our libraries, because all of the libraries are older, except Forest Park. Other than Northwest Forest Park is about the newest one. And then I think Lovejoy before that, but the rest of them were kind of built around the same time. So it's been some years, and we need to go in and refresh the look of the library so that it's more inviting and more warm and receptive to people coming in, and that we have updated things that we need so that we can have the electrical sockets that people need to plug into and those kind of things. So we have asked for money for all of the libraries to be able to upgrade that. And because Northwest is new, we asked for money for furnishings for the outside children's area. So we will see where that goes in the budget process. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. But that is directly related back to our operational plan, because in the operational plan, I put in there that we wanted to make our libraries look more inviting and upgrade them and that kind of thing. So now that request goes right back to the operational plan. And that's one of the things they're looking at this year is how do the asks in your budget relate back to your meeting your goals that you laid out in your plan. So it at least is connected. So we'll see what we get. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Director-elect,
Yes.
what's been any progress with the facilities problems at the Jonesboro Library?
I'll let Scott speak to that.
Okay.
You still on?
I am still here. I had to just find my button to unmute. There's been no progress on the Jonesboro Library facility itself. We had a meeting last week with the construction project manager for the county, and he was able to inform us a little bit about the overall redevelopment program that the county is looking at doing in that area. So there's been no progress or no, I guess I'll say, repairs or improvement to the HVAC system as such.
And Emmanuel, would you like to share with us your most recent accomplishment?
Okay, man. I just want to let everyone to know that, when I was there the other time, I told you that I'm doing my program with Harvard Universities. So last week I completed and I was being sent a certificate and certified to be an entrepreneurship technology from Harvard University. So I've completed the course. So that's the certificate that I awarded, sent to YOLO. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Good job. Good
Congratulations.
job.
Yes.
Thank you. I've been silent for a while. That's what I've been doing. I've not been coming and keeping quiet. So it has been keeping me busy all the time. So just completed it. They sent the certificate and I forwarded it to our secretary. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
No, thank you. You're doing a great job. Thank you.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
good.
Yeah.
And
Good
that
to
is the
know.
committee that he works with, the entrepreneurship. So that's feather in his cap. So
Yeah.
Madam Chair, that completes all the board committee reports, and we can move on to the next agenda item.
Okay,
Wait a minute.
great.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh, I am so sorry, Ms. Perry.
You know what? That's okay, because I'm just gonna give a shout out to our vice chair, because she is leading the scene with sharing. Before I could share, she is sharing in everything that is Clayton County. So I just want to give her some love. But also just going back to piggyback and just the variety of things that are happening. And again, I'm sharing them on my IG, on Facebook. Also, I have a Clayton Matters is another Facebook account. Let's Talk Clayton. So anything that is Clayton specific, even if it's not the library, I know I've been trying to post there, but just to give us a shout out, just from the report. So we just had a book fair. So even in the pandemic, we're still giving access to books. Also a virtual food talk experience. So for Clayton County residents, you could have actually worked with the library to get different kitchen tools. So this has been going on for 6 weeks. So that's something I just tweeted out about. And the ultimate thing is I just wanted us to know that it's the variety of things from multiple grade levels. Like there is something for everyone. So I just want to really give a shout out to our virtual specialist, Marquita, of course, because whenever we talk about just the pivot and having something online, we have multiple options. And like I said, again, just shout out to everybody here, because the more we share, as Director Lett said, not only in other counties, but I'm still saying to people here, we have MyFis. These resources are available to you. And I think for some reason, I even had to tell somebody the other day, they were like, the libraries are closed. I said, the libraries are not closed. You can't go and hang out at the library, but resources are still available to you. So y'all, thank y'all for spreading.
Oh, kudos, Miss Perry. She said, I might be last, but I came with the bang. You go, girl. So good job, and good
There's
job
one
to
more thing I
everyone.
wanted to add in.
Go ahead.
I wanted to ask Dr. Carter if she would get in touch with me about One Clayton, because I mentioned tonight to the board that we were looking at One Clayton and trying to see if somebody is out there actively keeping it up. And if not, the library wants to kind of take that on to keep it current, because those resources are very important to us and important to the citizens. So I want to make sure that they stay current. So we got
that's so sweet. Yes, I still have access, and I've been updated here and there, but oh, I would love to share that. Yeah, I created it. I created that resource. I created that resource, and I'm glad people are still utilizing it, because DFACS is still utilizing it. So yes, that's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And that was under her Leadership Clayton class project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right then, good. Everybody's just doing all their little busy work, and I'm just loving it. So y'all really took the next thing that I wanted to say, and y'all already doing it. I sat down with the Director Lett, and I can feel that a lot of the trustees really likes to be involved, and I was trying to brainstorm to let you know that you're doing just that. You're doing exactly the advocating, advocating for the library in your own special field that you do. So let me throw out some examples of what I'm saying. So like Dr. Carter and Miss Kim, y'all can hear me? Oh, okay. I'll just make sure I wasn't on mute. Madam Secretary looking at me smiling like, girl, we can't hear you.
Yeah, because we got an agenda here, ma'am.
Yeah, it's gonna be real quick.
Let's go.
Thank you, Sister Parliamentary. But so Miss Carter and Miss Kim, since they at the school all the time, so you just let us know what the library can do to continue to advocate for the school, or what kind of materials y'all need, stuff like that. And like Crystal and Mapella, y'all like our public relation and marketing, social media, y'all doing an awesome job. Keep it up. Like Miss Julia and Miss Harrison, y'all advocate for the adults out there in the community, making sure y'all can try to attend some of these BOC meetings, speak about the library. So keep doing what you're doing. Miss Julia's out there on the strong front, talking to parents, doing the with Georgia Can, with Stephen. So good job. You keep doing what you're doing. Emmanuel, you're advocating in the public relations, what the finances, literacy. So good job and kudos to you with the entrepreneurship. Okay, and Ms. Brenda Pigeon and Carolyn, good job with the finance and sharing with that. And kudos to the seniors. Make sure you get that information out there to them seniors and let them know how the library is doing things for them too. And then finally, but not least, good job, everybody. Okay, so moving on to unfinished business. We have a presentation for our one and only Vice Chair, Mapilla, about the county logo versus the library logo. It's about to go down. Okay, Mapilla, take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam Chair, Director Lett, and the team, my fellow trustees. I pray that you've all had a wonderful month since we last met. Over the years, one moment, I'm waiting for the presentation. I'll just, Marquita, I can just continue and you can run the presentation. Okay. We're having difficulties, you guys. So over the years, the Clayton County Library System has invested and worked diligently and consistently to evoke in the mind of our community a brand that is representative of the products, services, beliefs, and expectations of all of our libraries. We have done such a wonderful job that our emblem, the large C surrounded by the 6 colorful square, is easily recognizable by our patrons without even the words Clayton County Library System. Our branding has even influenced the color schemes of our libraries, from the paint color choices to furniture colors, as Director Lett was speaking about earlier. Everything that the library has published, communicated, or pushed out to the community for consumption has had the face of our services on it. Look at our beautiful logo, you guys. Look at that. Our visibility, both online and in person, is heavily reliant on the library having a strong, consistent brand. And now more than ever, with everything we're going through in light of the pandemic, seeing a friendly and familiar face helps to reassure the community that they will continue to receive responsive and timely services from the library, and that the quality and reliable resources that they have come to expect from us from all of the branches will remain the same. So why are we talking about branding? A few months ago, this board was informed that the Board of Commissioners were mandating that we change all of our branding to mirror that of the county's new logo. Director Lett, as well as leadership of this board, contacted Communications Administrator Valerie Fuller to get more information on this mandate, because after all, we feel that the library system already has a perfectly working board. A perfectly working brand. In part, Ms. Fuller responded, as shared with all department heads, when the Board of Commissioners approved the new logo and leading up to the finalization of the new branding, all departments were notified that the use of the new logo is not optional and should be prominently implemented electronically and for all future events, activities, and facilities. Since then, we have done everything we can to comply. We have changed the logo on our website. All digital flyers currently sport either the new county logo or a co-branding of both logos. The employees of the library have also changed their email signatures to reflect this mandate. However, I come before this board to ask that we re-engage the county leadership about this change, because the new county logo does nothing to invoke any of the principles that we as a library system have worked hard to brand in the minds and hearts of our patrons. When you visit the claytonpl.org website currently, the new logo speaks nothing to our values. It invokes no emotional connections to the services that we offer. There is a sense of loss for those patrons who have come to love and appreciate the journey that we have taken them on with our old logo. We have over the years trained these patrons to expect our old logo on everything that we send out for their consumption. And now we have changed it. Granted, it's by no fault of our own, to something that is nowhere near the previous branding messaging. The library staff signature does not promote the library anymore, but instead promotes the county's website and services. Situations that present an opportunity to promote the library and the amazing work that we're doing in the community are being overtaken by this new mandate. I believe there are a few ways we can move forward as a collective if we choose to challenge this mandate. Our first option would be to engage the Board of Commissioners to get more clarity on who is considered a department. Based on Valerie's response to our inquiry, all departments were notified that the use of the new logo is not optional. However, the sheriff's office, the fire and emergency services, the police department, and economic development are a number of departments that have yet to implement these changes. So the question from this board would be, are these departments an exception to the mandate? And if so, why? And what can this library do to acquire this exception? Another option would be to co-brand with our logo taking the lead, as we have mostly been doing with our digital designs. For the website, I would suggest that our logo be put back to the header position and put the new county logo in the footer position, as you can see on the screen. For the email signature, I'm sure we can come up with a better way to show our support and appreciation to the county while prominently promoting the library. Our last option would be to continue the use of our library logo exclusively. This will be the least favorite of the Board of Commissioners, but I believe the library should have never been mandated to change the entire brand without the express approval of its governing board. Statutorily, the Clayton County Library Board of Trustees has the final authority and responsibility for the library and its services. The governing board has both legal and fiduciary responsibilities. We set policies, we determine the library mission, and we are directly accountable to the public. Bottom line, as advocates of our library system working to provide the highest quality service possible to the citizens of Clayton County, this Board of Trustees is the only body that should be able to make such a drastic decision to fundamentally change the face of our wonderful library system. Thank you.
Well done, Vice Chair. Well done. Awesome presentation. Awesome statements that you pointed out to being valid. So let's get some comments from the Board of Trustees based on the information that was provided to you by Mapilla. What are some of y'all comments?
Okay. Hey, I got to do this real quick because I'm in between calls and because I'm currently at work, y'all. I heard most of what she said, and yeah, I've got serious questions as to why that logo was changed without, as far as being made mandatory without the board of directors having a say in it, because I am looking at the two different logos, and the branding is definitely taking that attention away from what the library is, because I can see the message for the library system, especially since people are thinking that the library is closed, that we're trying to reconnect. And we want to put that in our logo that, the library is something to reconnect to. And so using that other logo does take that attention away from the library. That's something I'm not liking, because I'm looking at it. And like I said, I'm listening kind of with two ears here, but I'm looking at the logos that was just in the presentation. And that logo that they're indicating that is mandatory to be used is not one that is really, lifting the library up as an entity that can be used. Because as you said, there are a lot of people who think the library is just closed because of COVID. And I've been getting the word out that the library is still open and available, full service. But yeah, that I don't like that. That's an issue.
Julie, I can quickly say that this is a part of the branding that the county decided to do for the county, and they hired a promotions company to come up with this. So they wanted to make it across the board required for every county department. But I totally agree. Mapilla did an outstanding job on the presentation, and I would love to see her present it in the next board meeting, which the Board of Commissioners meeting, which is next Tuesday. And they need to hear this.
That might be something that you want to get on the board's agenda for the planning meeting, the meeting like I went to tonight, the work session, because that's where you can actually discuss stuff.
Can I make a comment?
We can get that done. Mapilla can handle that.
Can I make a comment? I think the idea of having our current logo up in the upper left-hand corner, and if they require the county-wide logo, it looks better in the lower right corner. And that meets the needs of the county commissioners and then still gives identity to our system.
I agree. I think you come up with a great medium by including them. And I'll just be upfront. I'm over that airport logo when we don't get any direct contributions from the airport. So I don't know why we would promote that. But then just because we are in the county, you know, it's one thing to be in and of. The library is its own system. And even though we are supported and commissioners support us, I think somebody said, you know, this is like somebody coming in and is. And I do think that the brand recognition for the library is already present as far as people seeing that, and the new logo is trying to gain recognition. So we might lose ourselves even trying to promote that. So I do think, as Bob said, going with the second option, but I would also even say to make sure that if they are both presented, that the library's logo is bigger. They should not be the same size. If it is the library's promotion or like she's like on our website or even in emails, I do think if they're both presented, library should be bigger or in color and in that black and white. So I do think even in the compromise, the library logo should be the dominant of the two.
Madam Chair, this is Brenda Pridgeon, and I concur with Bob, Mr. McAllen, and Crystal and Ms. Perry concerning the co-branding. That was how Vice Chair Don entitled it, as co-branding. I concur with that. And however, I would like to know the answer to the question on what is considered a department. Because why are there variances?
Great question.
You know, within the county. So why is it not an all or none? Or, you know, everybody just pick and choose. So I would like to know the answer to that.
And something, if I can just jump in, something that really stood out to me is the signatures to the emails.
Yep.
The staff, it seems like the emails have changed from claytonpl.org to claytoncountyga.gov, and that's a problem. You know, we have our own server, we have our own system, we have our own website, but when you go to the website, claytonpl.org, it has the county's logo on it. And then the staff email has the county logo and the Clayton County Board of Commissioners. Outside of saying that this person works for the library, there's no, the opportunity to really promote the library in the signature is gone.
And it's confusing because then too, how do I know I'm not communicating with somebody directly from the government? Because now that, like you're saying, that signature, I could be thinking I'm actually getting governmental information. I mean, that signature line is very important. If there's anything with a .gov in it now representing the library.
Well, since they changed to ClaytonCountyGA.gov, all of our signatures have been like that. So even with our logo, we still had that signature with our logo. So that's we haven't been Clayton PL since 7 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So what's our
That's
next
interesting.
step?
I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, what is our next step? Because I think we concur that we don't want to lose our branding and we are very willing to share. So what would be our next step?
Well, if you all would like to get on the agenda for the work session, I can do a legislative request, a request that the Board of Trustees would like to make a presentation at the work session.
What do you think, Matilda?
I will be very open to that.
Okay. I can do that, and it will probably be for the next work session, which will be 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks
I
from
think if I can
today.
get it on there by tomorrow or the day after. But I'll let you know which session I actually ended up getting it on.
So that's going to be on the 23rd of February. That's
Right.
2 weeks from today. So,
Right, so
and
that's
what
what
is
I'm
what
shooting
is
for.
that time? Because does that the same day that they actually have their public meeting, or this is
No.
like
No, this is
This is
just
a
a
work
work
session
session,
before
and
the
it
public
starts.
meeting.
It starts at 5:30.
Yeah.
It's not the same day as the regular Board of Commissioners meeting.
No,
Okay.
it's
Board of
Tuesday before.
Commissioners meet the first and third Tuesday.
okay,
The working session is the second and fourth.
okay, and you only have that 30 minutes? You said from 5 to 5:30?
No, they work from
No.
5:30, I think, to 7 or 7:30 or something. But they give
Okay.
you a like a 5 or 10 minute block to do your presentations.
Oh, I got you. Okay,
I can
see.
work with that.
Okay.
I thought it was gonna
we're
be
just-
3 minutes.
No, I
So
took about
how
10
many
minutes a
people?
day.
So this is new for me. I never attended one of the BOC's workshops. So how many people can be with a pillar to show our support? Since we just already acknowledged that pretty much all the trustees concur, at least just trying to bring it to their attention of this compromise. So how many people can attend this with her? Is it just the executive board, or
No,
it's
it's
open?
just like the regular BOC meeting. It's in the auditorium like the other
Okay.
meeting. And so anybody who comes, they have you socially distanced, but anybody from what I understand, the public can come. It's open to the public.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
There's just no public comment. She'll be doing it as a presentation on the agenda.
Right.
Okay.
And then
I
she'll
got
have
the clear
that time
picture.
slot. Yeah, she won't have the 3 minutes. She'll be able to do her entire PowerPoint.
Right.
Okay. Fully understand. Okay, I got you. Thank you so much. And thank you, pillar. Like I said, I do believe in what our handbook says, that all trustees, if they're not clear about something, to continue to ask question until you're clear. And maybe some things are also wondering through the other trustees that might not know how to present that question or that statement. So thank you very much. Thank you for going the extra mile. And like I said, we will be there, and all that can be there will be in their support, because we're all standing this together. And thank you, Director-elect, for going ahead and gonna go and be proactive and put in that legislation request. So I appreciate that.
So we might get an email giving us a heads up as to the time and place.
Yes, I make sure Madam Secretary send out a reminder when they get close to that date on that Tuesday, the 23rd, to make sure that we get a to show up. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Any other questions on the presentation of the logos? Okay, no other questions. Okay, good deal. We'll go on to our new business. And our new business, first thing on the new business agenda is the Friends of the Library. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the conversation about the Friends of the Library, and then anybody has some more inputs on it, further details, then you are more than welcome to jump in. But I'm here today just to give some kind of clarity about the Friends of the Library. Friends of the Library is such that it is an organization. It's not consist of one person or a group of people or whatever. Anybody that has the desire, that wants to work with the library, and do the best interest for the library, can do so. So it's just like anything else. My best example that I can give is like the PTA. Every school has a PTA, or required to get a PTA. But in order for that PTA to be established, first you got to go to the parents and ask who wants to, we want to do a PTA, and who's willing to pitch in to get the money up to get our EIN number so that we can be recognized as a PTA. Even though we're up on the big umbrella, but that big umbrella does not entitle you to get an EIN. That's identify you for who you are at that location with that school. So that's the same way the Friends of the Library work. The current people that was under the Friends of the Library currently do not operate up under the Friends of the Library. They have changed their name to the Community Literacy organization now. So now anybody that, again, that have the will, that want to put the Friends of the Library organization back into effect, they can. It just get in the public or the citizens gather around. They have like-minded to say, hey, we want to do this. You know, we're asking for funds to get our EIN number. Then this is when the library, the Friends of Georgia Library comes in. They are the one that will set us with our bylaws. They will set up the forms that is needed to get enrollment, the whole 9 yards. So that's the same way the PTA is. PTA is a big organization. But once you get your EIN number for that particular school, and us as the Friends of the Library decide that we're going to support Clayton County Library, then they will give us all the material. Once we're able to pay for the EIN, they will give you the forms, the bylaws, they'll give you your training that you need. They will have somebody come down and negotiate with you how to have a good relationship with the library and stuff like that. So after doing due diligence of research and everything, this is the end results that I was able to find out. So currently, the Clayton County Library do not have a Friends of the Library organization that exists as of today. But anybody, even the public that's listening, if you would like to be that one to start up a Friends of the Library, please get in contact get in contact with me or Director-elect. We can let you know how to start that process so that we can be in partnership with the Friends of the Library organization, with connection with the Friends of the Georgia Libraries and everything from that point. So that's the update on the Friends of the Library, but it is one more detail that we are trying to resolve, because I was able to find minutes that indicated that the library did transfer money to the Friends of the Library during that time when they was existing. So now we're just trying to follow the money and see how we can receive the money that was once given to the library, to the Friends of the Library at that time. But other than that, that's the only way, that's the only thing that's we are seeking information from. But to actually have a Friends of the Library, if any citizen that's out there that wants to start up a Friends of the Library, you are more than welcome, and the library is more than welcome to embrace you and have you working side by side with us.
Madam Chair, just a point of clarity, and Ms. Lett can help clear this up, because in your explanation, it kind of you were saying we, and the two are totally separate. The Friends would deal with being able to raise money, because we can't do that. So they're totally separate entities. But Ms. Lett, can you kind of give more clarity on that?
Yes, that is correct. But I'm gonna let Ms. Director-elect go into more detail. But you are correct, Brenda. It is two separate entities. Yes.
The Friends of the Library is a separate legal entity, but the Friends of the Library, according to their bylaws and mission, were formed to support the Clayton County Library system. So, as you're saying, they've changed to the literacy, something or another.
The community literacy.
Okay, community literacy. But the bylaws that were outlined that they got from the Georgia Friends of the Library say that they support library programming, they support the library and activities and events and those kind of things. And that's what we need the Friends group to do. So I guess the question here is, the Friends of the Clayton County Library, the name is still out there with the group that had it before, and the 501c3 is with that group. So has the 501c3 been changed to the literacy group, or is it still under the Friends of the Clayton County Library? Because that's the quandary, is how do we now reclaim the name that is associated with the Clayton County Library for Friends of the Library, or have this group come back and now embrace other people who want to join. Because the name was started 20, 30 years ago. And so that group does not, I mean, that name, I guess, does not belong to any one entity. It belongs to the but they are supposed to be associated with the library and helping us in supporting programming and other things that the library needs.
Right, that is correct. And when I looked under, I went to the state of secretary to actually look for the Friends of the Library to see whose name is still on record and everything. So that's the person. So as I continue to dig and dig, I got in contact with people from the Friends of Georgia Librarian, and they got them as being inactive. They no longer associated with under the Friends of Georgia Library. So that part I cannot get clarity, because if they're using the EIN number as the Friends of the Library to continue their operation as a community literacy, then yes, that is incorrect. They cannot use that. If they got a whole new name, it needs to be changed through the Internal Revenue Service so that it can be updated by the Secretary of State. So that person's name should come up and saying the community literacy, and nothing shouldn't be found under the Clayton County Friends of the Library. Nothing should show up. So with that, you know, we're going back and forth. Me and the director-elect is going back and forth and looking at some of the entities as far as how it can be approached. So, but yes, in the same breath, Brenda, those are two separate entities. So when I say we, I don't mean we as a jointly of the library system, the board of trustees, and the Friends of the Library. I'm just saying we, because once the Friends of the Library do come active, then we are connected as far as supporting one another in the legal sense of the funding and the fundraisers and programming and stuff like that. So we're still working as a team to kind of like complement one another. And making sure that the library get the recognition and the exposure, and the literacy component is getting out there and getting reached by all. But if anybody's out there on the board of trustees that has little experience in getting EIN number or something like that, like I said, I have signed up to talk to attend a meeting of the Friends of the Georgia Library. Just as me, myself, as a citizen, I just like to know more, not on the behalf of the Board of Trustees, but as a citizen, I like to know more so that as in a way that as a citizen, I can help and support to get somebody out there that's willing to take over or want to start up the Friends of the Library for Clayton County. It's very imperative that the community know about this and they can get involved in that instant of helping throughout the community of the library in Clayton County.
I want to make a comment. I also think that this is integral to what the bylaws and all the other, legal structure of the Board of Trustees, because if we're going to be integrating or working in a co-responsibility action with a private entity, we need to get some sort of letter of understanding, or however legal phraseology that there is required so that we know what our positions are.
The director-elect, you want to speak on that?
What did you say?
Bob, repeat your question.
Basically, what I said was we need to get something ironed out legally so that the Board of Trustees knows where we stand with regard to the interface with this, whether it's called the Community Literacy Association or the now inactive Friends of the Library, so that we know where we are with the state, the IRS, or whatever responsibilities we are, so we're not out of step with legal issues.
It sounds like we need to establish a committee to do some research, because we can talk about this all night and not be able to put the dots together. So you said that you and Director Lett have been working together on this. So
Yes,
should we establish a committee to continue the research and finalize what we need to do?
The research is pretty much done. But to Bob's question, yes, in any organization partner up with the library or anything like, yes, it will be a MOU of understanding that this is your part of what you place to help in the library, and this is the part that the library will play in. The Board of Trustees is just a entity that will invite them to our board meeting, just like we invite the the director and the assistant director to give us feedback on how programs and how things are going, so that it's everything is not crossing over with one another. But to Brenda's question, yes, we could talk about it all day, and we're not going to talk about it. I just know that it was brought up, and some type of understanding need to be known where we at now with that particular organization, because I know Director Lett speaks about it. So now we know forward, as we continue to advocate, we can let people of concerned citizen that is taking an interest of it, let them know what is the steps in progress that they would need to do without us getting involved, because it'll be a conflict of interest for any of the Board of Trustees to get involved to set up that organization for the Friends of the Library.
I have a question, Madam Chair.
Yes.
When you were doing your research, were the Friends of the Clayton County Library, were they receptive to your outreach?
At this time, no, they was not. I was able to get a lot of information from the Friends of Georgia librarians.
Okay.
Yes.
So if they're not receptive, is it possible we can ask the state librarian, I don't know the name of the board, but those who are receptive, what is the workaround? Because from what it sounds like, you want to have a Friends of the Clayton County Library that is very active. So we just need to know what the workaround is. Is it possible for anyone who's interested to have maybe not the exact name, but a variant of it, since those who have, and it looks like they've had this organization since 1984, and they just renewed this year. They're not giving it up, and they're not receptive so far. So what is the workaround at this point?
Okay, so with that being said, I can still continue to dig in about the workaround, but at the same time, you can have multiple Friends of the Library. Okay, so like the Cobb County is a very large county, so they got a Friends of the Library for their Tucker Library. They got a Friends of the Library for their La Vista Library. So we have currently 6 or 7 branches. So we can actually have a Friends of the Library for Riverdale. You can have a Friends of the Library for Morrow. So right now they only claiming the Jonesboro Library, which is at headquarters. So technically we can still move forward with it, because they're only specifying for one particular library that they're going to help with. So I don't know if that helped understand or not.
But what they've been helping with is the Jonesboro Library, not
right.
Headquarters. So that's a different library than Headquarters.
Okay, so the Jonesboro Library. Right, yes.
So under that, my question would be, then how do we form these, and how do they fall under the 501c3?
Okay.
Because if there is a Clayton County Friends of the Library group, can other groups now fall under that umbrella?
I'll find out.
Committee.
Yes, I'll find out. So I just want to say thank you all for allowing me to come to the floor and bring some type of up-to-date of where the status is with the Friends of the Library, and how we're going to continue to move forward and answer some of your feedback or questions. So I do appreciate that. And yes, I will take it a little bit more and address some of those questions that y'all just brought forth to me.
And I might put a little comment that's what one of the things that brought to mind when you said you wanted to get together with me. I think that would be a good lead into
Okay.
how our handbook definitions of what the practices of the library board and all that. And if we're getting into some interrelationship with the IRS and all those codes that for nonprofits and all of that, we need to know where we are and what we're doing to alleviate this conflict with this group that's not very receptive.
Exactly. And that's what I do my homework, and then me and you will talk offline about all that. So make sure that we have our I's dotted and our T's crossed. So very good. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Okay, so if there's no more other questions about the Friends of the Library under the new business, we'll move on to letter B for the hotspot amended policy approval.
Marquita, I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Basically, it just kind of outlines some issues that we had in the past. The primary parts, I think, were patrons have to prove they are residents of Clayton County in order to check out a hotspot. There was an issue with a patron who didn't want to show proof of residency, even though that was kind of outlined in the original policy. So we made changes to that. The other major changes just include that hotspots will now, or at some point will be available at all of the branches. Yep. I know last time there were questions and we tabled it until now. Does anybody have any additional questions?
I have a comment that goes to the financial liability if they don't give their addresses. Then how do we know where those hotspots are, designated to, and their financial liability wherewithal not returning it and things of that nature too.
Right, correct. Yeah. So that is, it's more, what's changed now from the original policy is that it's more explicit in them proving basically that they are citizens of Clayton County. There have been some instances where a parent tried to check out a hotspot on their child's card, and that is not allowed. So detailed things like that have been updated in the current version that you all are reviewing tonight.
All right, any comments, feedback for Makita? So then we can go ahead and do our first read of the policy. No, Makita's shaking her head. Second
read.
Okay, second read. So we'll be able to vote on the policy, an amended a policy of the hotspot tonight. Okay. We got a thing going on. We read each other. Okay, so I'm not hearing anything, so we'll go ahead and make a motion on the floor to accept the hotspot of the amended of the second read for approval.
I make a motion we conduct the second reading of the hotspots approval program.
I second that, please.
Okay, any questions?
We are approving the second reading. Is that what we just did?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay. No questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Awesome. Okay, any opposed? Any opposed? Say nay. All right, awesome. So we have approved the second reading of the hotspot amended policy form. So now it's in effect. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Okay,
Great.
so move. Okay, I'm sorry. What was that?
I was just saying, great discussion tonight.
Okay, so we're moving on to our third new business, which is the Tuskegee Airmen Summer Program. And that's going to be given to us, information will be given to us by Director Litt.
Okay, last year we were approached by the Tuskegee Airmen Summer Program, and we took that to the Board of Commissioners and they had voted on it. But then once we saw the effect of COVID, then they decided that they weren't going to do their program last summer. But they have approached us again this year, and this year they want to do kind of a hybrid. So they'll have a few things that will be in person, socially distanced, but then a lot of the things will be digital, but they still would like to partner with us. So I just wanted to present that to you guys because I'm going to do the legislative request to send that to the Board of Commissioners for their approval. But I just wanted to give you all a heads up that they have approached us again about doing the Tuskegee Airmen Summer Program. And I think in programs in the past, they have actually brought a couple of the Tuskegee Airmen who are still living to meet the participants in the program. So that would be something really nice if we get to the point with COVID where we can have people gather in place again. So we're hopeful that by summer we can at least do some level of gatherings.
I love that. And just a plug for because it's Black History Month, the History Channel on February the 10th is actually doing a new series on the Tuskegee Airmen Legacy of Courage, produced by Robin Roberts. So for those who want to get ahead, I think it's probably going to be really special. Robin Roberts really doesn't take on anything unless she's going to make it shine. But with Black History Month, and if you are on the History Channel, that is February the 10th at 8 a.m.
Oh, great. That's tomorrow.
Yep.
All right. Awesome news. Awesome news. Thank you, Director Litt, for that awesome news. We like to stay alive. We like to stay alive. So good. So, okay, so we're moving on to our fourth new business agenda, which is the new grant application. So take it away, Director Litt.
Okay, I told you all earlier about the marketing grant, but there is another grant, which is a virtual graphic novel club grant that one of our managers, Erica Ware over at Forest Park, wrote. And they have a virtual graphic novel club. And so she wrote in for this grant. I think it will give her about $4,000. And she's going to buy equipment so they can do everything for their virtual graphic novel club, and kind of a webcam and other computer equipment. So they just want to do, I guess, a better job of capturing the club and some of the things that they use for the club. So we have read through that. Marquita read through it. I read through it, and we have allowed her to send that in. So we're hopeful that she will get her grant. So we do have a grants committee that we formed in the library, and there's somebody representing each of the branches on the grants committee. And a lot of the people on the committee are very interested in learning how to write grants, which is really good because the more of us writing grants, the more monies we can get from different resources. So we are actively working, and I'm actually teaching them the process of grant writing. So we're going to go through the anatomy of a grant so that they will understand how you write it. And we're going to start off with reading grants, because the way I learned to write grants better was to read grants, because once you read it, you know what the criteria is, what the people are reading for, what the expectations are. So once you know all of that, it helps you to be able to write in that vein because you know what's expected of you. So when you're writing, you know that you have to connect your narrative to your budget. Your budget can't be off in left field that has nothing to do with what you're trying to do in the grant. So you have to make sure that there's a connection. So I'm working with the team, and we're going to go through the process of teaching all of them that are interested in how to write grants. So we expect that every branch will be looking for and discovering ways that they can write grants to get monies to improve their branches.
Woo, woo!
Whoa,
You
whoa.
go, you go, you go.
So I got a question. Are we welcome to come and sit in?
No, that's right. I know that's right. Well, my invitation.
I'll do a special session just for y'all.
Now, you know you got yourself in trouble when you put that out there. I'm like, oh Lord, that is good. That is good. Good, good, good. Wow, 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 wow. We can't get no better than this. I tell you, y'all just keep rising the bar. I mean, we don't know what to be expected, but y'all just, well, I can't stop smiling. Y'all are doing a doggone thing. Good, good. Woo! It's like a new parent, like, woo! I knew you had it in you. Good job. Okay, I'm gonna calm down. Okay, okay. All right. So that take care of all the new business. Madam Secretary, do we need to go into executive session?
I don't believe we do, Madam Chair.
Okay, awesome. So we are back into the public meeting. We never left. So is there anything before we adjourn? Is there anything else that anybody needs to make a comment on or make a suggestions or anything?
Just want to let you guys know that Staff Development Day is the third Friday in February. I don't remember the date. I think maybe the 19th or something like that. But
19th is correct.
Soon. Okay, it is the 19th. So if you all want to join, we do that virtually. So if you want to join virtually, and Marquita can kind of tell you what's on the agenda.
Go, Marquita. Tell us.
Oh man, I like that. I'm trying to eat my fruit.
With your mouth full.
Right. I can't keep me these long hours like this. I'm a diabetical. I got to eat. We will have a presentation from one of Miss Belinda's community partners on disaster recovery in a crisis. We'll also have a presentation from one of our staff members from the Lovejoy branch, Mr. Adams. He will update our staff on Pines upgrades and give different scenarios to help patrons with library card issues, so on and so forth. We'll cover active shooter and suspicious behavior videos as well. Branches were sent either yesterday or this morning videos too, as the director mentioned earlier, for health literacy database trainings. So we'll talk about that as well. And I think that's it.
Okay. Oh, good. Good. All right then. Good job. I might try to make a point to make sure I attend. Was somebody else talking?
I think it was Miss Harrison. And
I'm sorry. I want to ask Marquita if she would be able to send us that logon information. So
yeah, once we finalize the agenda, I'll do like I did the last time, which is to send the agenda and the sign-in information to the board's email for you to share.
Awesome. And also I want to give kudos to Director Lett on the newsletter, not the one that came today, the one prior. She did a letter from the director, and it is so heartwarming and it is so fantastic. I want to urge you guys to please read it, because I didn't know she had it in her, but it's an awesome letter to the patrons.
All right. Good.
Congratulations.
You can't stop smiling.
That's my direct.
Thank you.
Good job.
That's my best work.
Good job. So I like to say thanks to our Madam Secretary. I had asked her at the last minute, and I'm guilty. I pretty much ask almost every month to send out the meeting code the day before, the day of the meeting. So I would just like to say thank you, Madam Secretary, and we're putting a request. if we can just get that on our agenda every month when you send out the agenda with the meeting codes and everything. You know, I know I look very young, but this mine, it ain't looking like the figure and everything. So I appreciate it. And I appreciate all the directors and assistant director in submitting your reports as well. So thank y'all all for doing a good job getting y'all reports in. We really do look forward to it and stuff like that. I know we got a little housekeeping on our end to get better, submitting our information at least 2 weeks in advance, but we're going to get there slowly but surely. We're making progress, but I do want to let you know the things that y'all do is not in vain, and making these just a slightly adjustments to make it a little bit easier for everybody with their busy schedule as it is. So it just keep us staying abreast. So any other comments?
If there is nothing else, Madam Chair, oh, go ahead.
Just real quick, that would be very helpful so I can make adjustments to my work schedule that day, so I could be fully available as opposed to splitting my time.
Well, our meetings are the same every month, the second Tuesday of each month. Are you aware of that? Julie?
Miss Julia.
Sorry, say that again. I had a hard time hearing that. Say that again.
All of our meetings are the second Tuesday of each month. That doesn't change.
Oh, second Tuesday. Okay, see, I wasn't aware because I know this is like only my third meeting. So second Tuesday. Okay. I'll make a note on that.
Every month.
Thank you.
Okay, y'all. I'm trying to meet my promise.
To close out. Madam Chair.
That's what I'm
making
doing.
a motion to adjourn.
Yes. Yes, that's what I'm about to do. There you go. Any questions? No question. All in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed say nay. Okay, good deal. Adjourn. Bye. Love y'all. Bye.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.